I was extremely confident in the outcome.
Were your investors as confident?
It's remarkable.
For several months now, there's been a big question about how far the markets can fall, from its rising inflation to its escalating geopolitical tensions. The macroeconomic headwinds have really been significant. Even the Federal Reserve had to raise interest rates yet again, which led to an even more bleak financial landscape. Michael Burry is currently predicting that there will be a massive stock market crash in 2022. As a matter of fact, he's predicting a crash on the scale of the dot-com bubble and the Great Recession that happened in 2008. Michael Burry sounded the alarm on the greatest speculative bubble of all time and all things last summer, and he's now cautioning investors buying into the hype that they were headed for the mother of all crashes. In this video, we'll be examining his latest tweets about the U.S. economy, his warning about the 2022 stock market crash, and just how bad the stock market could get. So watch the video until the end because it will be interesting. Now, Michael Burry is always a year or two early in his trades and gets out a few months early. He's known to be usually right in a vast way, whether legendary short mortgage loans trade, his early value stock picks, GameStop deep value investment in 2020, or Tesla short in 2021. Simply put, his prediction accuracy has been well established based on different happenings and results in the past few years. That shows how accurate he usually is and how early he understands the future market. And here is another prediction that he's really seeing this on a macroeconomic level. Doomsday is finally here. He hinted at this on Twitter and deleted it. The fund manager of The Big Short fame shared a screenshot of Standard & Poor's 500 chart showing the benchmark stock market indexes has fallen 18% from its December peak, despite several blistering rallies this year. His tweet reads, "And yet I keep getting asked when crash." Michael Burry predicted in May that the S&P 500 could drop as low as 1,900 points or another 53% over the next few years. This is based on how we've experienced past crashes. He also dismissed the rebounds in stocks this year as bear market rallies, which temporary reprieves along the route to an unavoidable disaster. Burry seems confident that we're simply in the early stages of a much bigger problem. To further explain his point, he also made sure he took his precious time to comment on the comparatively low trading volumes we've seen during the 2022 downturn thus far. When you look at the trading volumes of different world companies, you'll notice there are no consistencies. Even though we've seen the market cool down, quite a bit in 2022, and everyone seems bearish from what you hear. The Scion Asset Management chief's stance seems that the market boom is over. Stocks are currently headed downward, and any rallies will be short-lived. Another investor and market historian, Jeremy Grantham, also shrugged off the recent upturn in stocks as a bear market rally. He has that to say in his recent research note titled "Entering the Super Bubble's Final Act." Just like Michael Burry, Grantham warned of an unprecedentedly dangerous mix of commodity price shocks, hugely overpriced assets, and a Federal Reserve intent on curbing inflation by cooling the economy. He said each cycle is different and unique, but every historical parallel suggests that the worst is yet to come. Well, going back to Burry's prediction, he is best known for his starring role in The Big Short, which chronicled his billion-dollar bet against the U.S. housing bubble in the mid-2000s. He also purchased a stake in GameStop before the video game retailer became the principal meme stock and bet against Cathie Wood's ARK Invest and Elon Musk's Tesla last year. In August, the investor rang alarm bells when he revealed that he virtually liquidated his U.S. stock portfolio in the second quarter of this year. Scion, which owned 11 stocks worth $165 million at the end of March, only held a $3.3 million position in a single stock 3 months later. This may be quite unbelievable, but it's just how the current market is. Burry appears to be more convinced that the markets will still fall even further before the stock market crash is over. Investors need to follow his instructions and observe for further failures. This is just for you to know when things have finally hit rock bottom. Bloomberg reports warnings from Burry about the upcoming turmoil have become common on Twitter this year, with the founder of Scion Asset Management predicting consumer spending and silliness in markets will cause trouble for investors. We must remember the core reasoning behind Burry's point of view is, of course, the economy. Now that we have known his thoughts on inflation, we have to remember that the interest rate rises also affect the fundamental building block of the economy in harsh inflationary environments that bring about large interest rate rises. Unfortunately, consumers have less money to spend because more of their savings and income goes to servicing their debts. So whenever markets turn bearish, Michael Burry is always a name that investors would turn to, and the good reason is that he sees beyond what most analysts see. The legendary investor has an unrivaled record for finding opportunities in bear markets. Well, that's it for today, guys. If you're optimistic about the current stock market and how it fares, do well and subscribe to this channel and give this video a like. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next one.